Sure.
I didn't tell you this. I was saying I was so excited to get in this project because early on I saw that first trailer and I loved the style. I loved the characters. I just thought this is a world I want to explore and be a part of. But I thought, oh, they've got their people. It's just going to be the first date. That's all. And I work a lot with J.B. Blanc. He directs me in a lot of projects. And we talked about it. He was really excited. And when the audition came through, which, you know, it's a code name and...
It's still a code name.
It's still a code name. Yeah. I was fascinated by how nihilistic the character was. And I didn't know it was a main character. I thought, oh, it's a quest giver in a game. That must be what he is. And originally I thought, oh, it's kind of like Jonathan Banks in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It's that very stoic, quiet, you know, the line that really stuck out in the audition was, I've seen the other side. There's nothing. You're nothing. And I went, oh, I've not played that color in the palette yet in all the characters I do. I love this. So did the audition, thought nothing of it. Months go by, got a call back, didn't tell me what it was for. Went in, got to work with the team. Again, didn't know what it was for, had a great time. And when a couple months later they said, you know, you're going to be doing it, I was thrilled, and they sent me the script, and I saw some things, and I'm like, oh, I'm in Apex Legends? I'm in And went in and was so excited, and Tom and everybody, Eric was like, that's the cast. Everyone is so excited to come in and explore these characters and this story. All the actors, all the writers, it's just this wonderful gift and this journey that we all get to be on together.
By the way, I'm showing my Apex love, and Darin is, this is how Darin dresses, by the way. This is not just for this show. Darin does not put on airs for just that. He is just, this is who Darin is, and this is who I am. So here we have me showing Pathfinder.
Well, it's what we said earlier. It's like my dad was a designer, and I live in New York most of the time, and style is what makes you comfortable. It doesn't matter. If you're comfortable wearing it, you know, this is the way I dress. People started, my friend Mark Gagliardi, I told you, he said, you're the voice dandy of Hollywood. And I went, I like that name. I will accept that banner.
Absolutely. Come in.
Come in and say hello.
Okay, I'm doing an interview.
Visitors.
I'm doing an interview, so you can say hey real quick, but then I have to have the studio alone. Come say hey to Darin.
Hey.
This is...
Hello, I'm Darin.
This is Remy.
I'm probably dressed like your accountant.
Well, because he's on headphones, so you can just say hello real quick, because Darin can't stay as long as my other guests. Remy just booked a part. We cannot announce the project, but he just booked a part in an animated series, and he'll get a few episodes out of that, so...
Congratulations.
Chip off the old block. He just said congratulations to you.
I would love it if it was one that we did together. That would be absolutely thrilling.
Yeah, you never know. We might... What?
Does he like work for Apex or?
Does he work for Apex? Yeah, well, he's the voice of Revenant in Apex. Yeah, here, let me let you hear his voice real quick, and you can say hey to Revenant.
I've got 2 kills over you, Mommy and Daddy. That's him. He's a low voice robot guy. We like him. He's so nihilistic and.
Pathfinder, except still a robot.
Yeah, don't listen to him, son. I'm the good robot. Yes. Okay.
Well, do you think that's what we were talking about it early on? We never thought that Revenant would get any kind of redemption, and I still don't know where that story's going.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's capable of it. I mean, he was made into a monster. It's like that's another thing I recently did, Doom and Doom Eternal. And Dr. Samuel Hayden made himself into a monster to progress his ultimate goal.
Right.
Revenant got made into a monster. I mean, I think he really loved fitting in. That's how he did his job as a hitman. He went unnoticed. He was very, you wouldn't pick him out in a crowd.
Right.
And now Hammond Robotics has turned him into this thing. He cannot help but be noticed.
Right. Exactly. And everyone is capable of a redemption arc, obviously. All good characters have arc. Like both of us, neither of us were gamers. And you're probably still not a gamer. I take it you probably...
That is where you are wrong.
Oh, really? Oh, enlighten me, please.
I was a big gamer, still am to a certain extent. Like, before I started doing Blizzard, 66 characters right now. How did that happen in Blizzard? I was a big Diablo fan in Diablo 2.
Yeah.
Blizzard knows I would play Diablo 2, go through the entire game as each character, like male, female, whatever role. I wanted to hear what they said.
I think I was...
Visit.
Yeah, I was in one of those Diablos. Yeah. I don't know which one it is.
I loved that. I loved exploring. I spent hours doing that. Again, when you're on the road, I did a lot of national tours. You're in the hotel at night, or I was an understudy a lot because I did many things.
Okay.
So you're not in the show.
Right.
So you'd sit backstage, you'd watch the show, you'd make sure you knew it. Another show, you're like, I'll wait backstage, and I'm going to play a game. Uh-huh. And I would play Knights of the Old Republic, Halo.
Okay.
And Diablo became like my jam. I loved it. And it's ridiculously dark, but I loved visiting that world.
Yes. Now, do you have a console now? Do you still occasionally game? Do you have the time?
No, I don't have as much time as I did in 2018. I was playing all the time. I had this goal of I'm going to spend time with each project that I'm in. I want to experience it. And this weird thing happened at the end of 2018 was my left hand stopped working. My thumb stopped working. My hands are working. And went to doctors, didn't know what happened. Went to a hand guy who was Eastern European, sounded like my dad, and was very disappointed in me. And he said, it's a quick surgery. I'd never been to surgery before. I was terrified. They're like, oh, you're going to be awake. So they cut open my hand. I'm awake. And he's like, move your finger. And I'm like, I'm trying. And he goes, I don't know what's wrong with him. Close him up. I don't know what's wrong with him. So it wasn't what they thought. And they had to do an MRI and a whole thing. And then I go back in. He's like, well, you have this thing called Parsonage-Turner syndrome. A virus has gotten into the tissues and muscles of your hand. You'll never use your hand again. Get used to it. You will never use, it's going to lock into place. Uh-huh. And I went to physical therapy, and this wonderful physical therapist said, let's prove him wrong.
Right.
So, because when he's like screaming at me, I'm like, I'm so sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
I disappointed you with my body.
Right.
So I don't play as much because I don't have what I did.
Okay.
I can play kind of Diablo with one hand on a Mac.
Gotcha.
But we do have the PlayStation, and I miss it. I miss it desperately. And we were waiting in line at concessions, and somebody's like, sorry, are you Darin DePaul? I'm like, how do you know me? And they loved Critical Role, and they loved Overwatch, and that I like to hide. I like it to be about the character. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, it's about the work. That should be about the work.
Right.
And that they know us, and they follow us, and they believe in us. That's a big responsibility, and we love it.
Yeah,
we love
it is great
being there for them and saying thank you
for
loving this thing that we love doing, this project that we love being a part of.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm an attention whore, so I don't mind people noticing it. Although I don't...
Wonderful. The joy that you have. Again, this ensemble is such a joy to be a part of. Everyone brings a different color. And what you do with Pathfinder is just utter joy. There is an underlying sadness to it, but it's just so captivating. And you want to spend time with him. I love it.
You're very kind, sir.
Yes. That's the truth. I'm not that kind. I'm going to say it. I mean,
that's true, yeah. Yeah,
I spent a lot of time with Allegra, and we talk very heavy things. I was in New York. We spent the whole day. And we get into that big thing and discussing the characters and the wonderful backstory of Bloodhound. We're very serious about this.
Oh,
Kids watching at home. This means a lot to us.
Hi, are you one of the Marvins like me? I mean, you don't quite dress like me, but I'm ready to give anyone a high five right now.
Hey, buddy, why are you talking to him? Why don't you talk to me, your old pal Forge? Come on, man. Eat your vegetables, take your vitamins. That's a Forge tip to you, right? And then, you don't eat vegetables or take vitamins. You're a robot, aren't you? Hey, buddy. Hey, Pathfinder. Hey, pal.
Yeah.
Do me a favor? This is something I have to have. Would you tell Anita I said hi? No, wait. Tell Anita I said, hey. No, wait. Tell Anita I said, hello. Never defeated. That's a Forge tip for you.
Wow, never defeated? That's amazing. We should squad up sometime. If you're not going to lose, I'd love for you to be my pal.
Sure thing. I love you. Forge out. That was fine. I was like, Revenant, if you asked him to do something, would go, no. He would stare at you for longer than is comfortable, longer than is necessary, then just tilt his head and walk away. Forge would be like, hi.